See, what they don't know is they're tuning in to DBYT Podcast. My name is Taisha Hines, and this is my show where I'll explore the ins and outs of the world around me. You can tune in every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. What's good, family? Welcome back to DBYT Podcast. As you know, you're tuning in with your host, Taisha, and I'm so glad you chose this vibe for tonight. If you haven't shared, liked, subscribed, rated, left a comment about this podcast, what are you doing? But anyways, as always, I appreciate those who continue to support me through all of this. So with that being said, let's get into it. So, hey everybody, welcome back. I'm your host Taisha, and today I have two guests here. They're new to DBYT. So I'm going to turn it over to them so they can give you guys a little background about who they are.
Ladies first.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Giselle Sky, aka Jah, so just call me Jah. I did want to say I wanted to commend you because I know like this is something so dope, and I absolutely love being a part of things like this, especially when you have people that are like this, because people I went to high school with, I'm not sure. Look, I'm very reserved as a person and very exclusive. So I have no idea what anybody's doing in their lives unless I check like Snapchat or Instagram real quick. But not a lot of people I see on that type of path really trying to reach out or really trying to do anything that is bigger than themselves. And I know you are a tad bit older because you graduated before me.
I did.
So, okay. So yeah, that does, I guess kind of have a play in it a little bit with your age. So it gives you a little bit more of that experience. So just like stepping out on that and actually creating your own platform is really dope to me. And I did want to make sure I let you know, like, this is amazing. Keep it up, and very, very proud of what it's become.
I'm trying. I'm out here trying. But, I can't do this stuff without you guys. So I appreciate y'all, always. Y'all show up.
I am 21 years old, and I am, just overall very peaceful. I am a Pisces. My birthday is March 7th. So just here in the world, forever learning and forever growing.
Okay. So what, Pisces water sign, yes?
Yes.
Shout out to the water signs. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, I snap.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Jahvon Mendez. I'm 23 years old. I'm a psychology major. I'm from Florida. I'm a Sagittarius. I just kind of go where life kind of takes me, honestly. And yeah, that's really it. I ain't really got nothing too much to talk about.
Hey, it's all good because we finna talk a lot. Get into it a little bit, but I do want to know how you guys are doing today.
I am peaceful. I think I have like 3 different sayings whenever I'm asked, like, how are you? Or like, how's your day going? It's either blessed and well, I'm peaceful, or I'm fine. And that's like really just all I have to, especially like keep me going, to remind myself that, I am those 3 things, and those are very powerful, especially our words are very powerful when you know that. So always keeping that. So I'm all 3 of those things because of this podcast, as well as just being alive right here to share this experience with you guys.
Okay, check her out. I would say for me, I don't know. I would say I like to have a positive mindset on life, honestly. I don't like to have negativity brought into my life. I don't like to spread negativity upon others just because if you're negative, then it makes the other individual negative, and that's not my belief. I believe that's something that you should handle on a personal matter. That's really it. And by the way, I am from the U.S. Virgin Islands, so I kind of have like that island vibe as far as just chill, kind of, do your own little thing and stuff. And then when Ms. Jah ended up saying Jah in the Rastafarian term. Jah means God, and I have God in my name as well. So, hey.
That's really crazy. I'm from Kingston, Jamaica. I was born and raised there for about until I was 5. So then that's when I moved to the US, to the Bronx first. So my entire family is Jamaican. I don't have any American related family other than my cousins that were born from an American woman that my uncle married, and that they had their kids in Chicago. But that is all of my roots. And it's so funny that you mentioned that, because when I was actually creating my brand, which that is my brand, Giselle Sky, and knowing that it kind of goes hand in hand with my name, I was like, Jah is actually perfect, because a lot of times if you see the spelling of Giselle, and people like they kind of butcher it. So I'm like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Just say Jah for short, because that's a part of the pronunciation. So I was like, that's definitely dope. And because I'm definitely spiritually inclined and divine with everything that I do, I'm like, that's actually perfect. So it comes full circle with my name, my belief, and everything with me. So I was like, okay, bet.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny that you said that, because my mom's from Brooklyn, New York. So that's kind of funny. And then she ended up moving to the U.S. Virgin Islands. I was born in Christiansted, U.S. Virgin Islands. So that has to deal a lot with Christianity right there. I was born December 12th. So then in the Hispanic background right there itself, that is the day of the Guadalupe for the Hispanic community, for especially for Mexico and stuff like that. And I am partially Hispanic as well. I come from a Puerto Rican background.
Wow. So, okay, we got a lot of culture in the building.
That's exactly what I was going. I'm like, that's crazy, because today I was on Instagram and I was asking my people, I'm like, man, I really want to do like a 23andMe or like an ancestry thing, because I'm from Georgia, guys, and like half my family, I really don't know where they from. So it's like, I've been wanting to do that for a while, but that's crazy. Like, I like that y'all like really connected with y'all culture and like y'all know who y'all are. So that's real big. I like that. But do y'all have anything interesting currently going on in your life?
The biggest event is kind of pushing through, especially with this whole COVID situation, things kind of going back to normal. Almost about to be finished with summer school, which is kind of a big thing, trying to graduate hopefully in spring semester, and just having things kind of slowly fall in place and trying to see what I'm going to end up doing right after graduation, honestly. And that's really it.
What do you want to do after graduation?
I have different options. I've thought about Air Force. I've thought about Navy. I've thought about a lot of people, and even myself, thought about graduate school, which I think I personally just want to put on hold for the time being. And then I even thought about doing some sort of internship, shadowing or something right after. And then I even thought about just looking and traveling to different states just to see if I do want to vacate myself in the state of Florida or go to Seattle, Washington, like just see different places, honestly. That's kind of going back to like how we started. I kind of go where life kind of takes me, which shouldn't always be that kind of mindset. But I feel like there's always a place towards the end that's going to present itself for me.
Honestly, in the most simplest terms, I am going through one of my biggest transformational times in my life right now, is how I can kind of say that. Because being that I'm 21, I really feel like this is the age where it's so important to understand who you are, with a mix of what do you want to do and your foundation. And it's really a pivotal moment where it's like you're kind of stuck between the two, because you're merging and transforming out of your childlike stage, from being a teenager, if you're a rebel or not, or anything like that. And even from traumatic experiences, if you got that as a child, and then bringing that over into now an adult and getting it into the adult world. But it's definitely something to be so balanced about, because it's like you can take it all in, but you don't want to go too fast, because then you feel like, time's running out. Like, I need to have my business. I need to plan my goals. What am I doing? Like, I don't have what so-and-so has, and they already got 3 businesses. What am I doing? I'm slacking. I'm not at school. Like, it's so much that your mind can just start to do and carry on, and as well as maybe feeling like you're going too slow. Us as the new generation of 20s is really coming into understanding so much all at once, and definitely having that tie of the last generation and taking all of that in, plus our new generation where we have so much resources now, where we have so much outlets, where we have so many things to really dive into. It's okay that maybe you're not in school right now. It's okay that maybe you don't have $1 million. It's okay that that idea is not coming to you, and, just really relying on God and really understanding that everything does happen for a reason, because so many times situations come about in my life, and I'm a living testimony of that, for real, where I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't know the next step. And then, once I overcome that, I see so many lessons and so many blessings that took place in that. And so because of that, that's how I keep going with everything now. Every situation, I either find the lesson in it, I find the blessing, the protection, any little thing, because I just, for me, don't believe in any bad days.
I feel you, because like that's one of the main reasons I tried to make this podcast for people of our age group, because it's like that transformation is ridiculous, because it's like the saying, act your age, and it's like, well, how are you supposed to act as, because I'm 22, it's like, how am I supposed to be, where am I supposed to be? And then us having like social media and everything, it's, even if you don't want to, you're going to compare yourself no matter what, because you're constantly looking at everybody and people being our age, being more successful than us. But it's like, everybody has a time, and you don't have to rush anything, or you don't have to feel behind, because it's like, what you don't ever know what somebody had to do to get to where they at. So it's important to just know who you are, be like confident in what you got going on, and go full speed ahead on that. So
as far as with what y'all said, because even like with Jah, like, yeah, you may be overthinking or over experience all these things at once. There is going to probably even be like some sort of light where it's just going to click to you, and you could even grab that idea and probably even utilize it to your opportunity, because like you said, everybody is so keen on to having like this technology, having all these stuff that are completely different from back then to now, that, hey, you could, for crying out loud, probably be a millionaire the next day just from that one idea that nobody even thought of. It's always good to have and brainstorm and be creative, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd be thinking like, literally, I don't really be watching TV. I'm always on my phone, on YouTube, or listening to music, and just having ideas. You never know, that one, some people may say it's a dumb idea, but guess what? Those dumb ideas, you never know. Another person probably had that same thought, and they're like, wow, I should have probably done that or whatever. And you already did what you needed to do. Even too, like with me, because since I am older than both of y'all, I'm 23. I kind of grew up in a household where I did not have any sort of like father figure. So my mother played the key role of both mother and father. So of course, like, it was cooking, cleaning, things that I needed to learn or had to develop my character at an early age. I do have siblings on both mother and father's side, but like, I dealt with my mom's side other than my father's side. Like, my sister is like 15 years older than me. So like, there really was no sort of connection. So a lot of the times, like, hey, I had to do things myself and stuff. So yeah, so I'm like, when I look at this generation, I'm like, damn, I don't know how you could be partying and doing this and that. I'm like, I like to drink, but I like to drink when I eat and stuff. So I'm like, yeah. So I would just say, like, it may like be that moment where it's going to be too much But if you have a good positive mindset and you have that end goal, then you're not going to stop yourself from all these barriers and these trials and tribulations. You could honestly achieve anything that you put your mind to. And that's like the biggest gift that like any human could have, is having that mindset, having their brain. Because like if you take that away, like I feel like you can't even accomplish anything that you set your standards to.
I mean, I this generation, they're very much, I don't know if it's like competition based or not, but everybody wants to be like everybody else. I'm a big believer in individualism. Like, it's okay to not have the same opinion or same outlook as everybody else, but it's like sometimes it's hard to voice that in a culture where it's like you will get canceled or people will look down on you because you don't believe in the same things they do. But everybody, I feel like perspective is key when it comes to especially talking to other people, because it's like we all grew up differently, obviously. I think it's amazing that people can come from all different walks of life and be able to express themselves, because I'm very much open to self-expression, because I mean, without it, all we're doing is being the exact same person, and that's not fun.
I was gonna say, as far as with this generation, I just feel like everybody is just kind of, I wouldn't say everybody, but what I've seen is like people are just, things are getting handed to them. I kind of grew up like not silver spoon, to put it like that. I had to like work for like the things that I want and stuff. I've always had to make some sort of judgment on like what I want, when I need it, like how am I going to get it, that type of thing. And it's like, shoot, I don't really be seeing no kids outside, you know, running, doing stuff like hide and go seek and whatever. These kids, AC babies, that's what I call them. They some damn AC babies. I bet you go outside. Mama, I can't do it right now. Like, nah, you gonna go outside. If I have my kid gonna be outside. And then with the technology, like parents giving these kids these technologies and stuff at an early age, I feel like that's corruption. Like the kids rely too much on technology and all this kind of stuff. They don't know how to do certain things for themselves. And it's like, even when I left high school and I got into like college, some people don't even know how to wash their clothes or change a tire on a car. Like, come on.
I think the people ahead of us, like, obviously we grew up in different times. I think everybody was being introduced to technology. They were being introduced to all the new stuff. So we're seeing them and how they treat their kids and everything. We're like, what is that? So I think a lot of people who haven't had children yet, especially like in their early 20s, they're going back to the way that we were raised instead of the one that's directly beside us. Because it's like, I've seen so many things, like especially on TikTok. I hate seeing kids act ass. I hate it. It does something to me. It's like I seen a baby twerking and then they think it's funny, or them cussing and everything. Like, you're laughing at your child doing this, but it's like you're encouraging them to keep doing it. So when they get into the world, like let's just say school, and they do that and they get in trouble and they get disciplined, you're going to be looking crazy because you never disciplined your child the way that they were supposed to. Like, it's a time and a place for when they can grow up and start expressing themselves differently. But as a child, just relax, be a child. But yeah. All right, so let's get right into this. Here on DBYT, I get a good amount of questions about the dating life and just general topics that can help my audience, get the most out of their lives when it comes to living their best lives and transforming their mindsets to become better people at the end of the day. We also value opinion and different perspectives here, and I'm all for speaking your mind and being confident in your opinions, and I think today is going to be a fun time. So one question I got a couple weeks ago was about how to perfect the approach and delivery aspect of getting to know somebody. As we all know, relationships can stem from any parts of our lives, from stranger interactions, work-based relationships, or even, friendships. So, and is anybody dating at the moment?
Me? I'm gonna start off. Me? No. I ended up getting out, I think it's gonna be a 1.5, 2-year relationship back in February. And it's crazy, but we ended up breaking up the week and Valentine's weekend. Yeah. It was very crazy. When I came to VSU, she was here, and that was the year she was going to end up graduating. We kind of hit it off earlier within the year and stuff like that. And from then on, we just kind of been together. But then as time went on, it was just a whole distance thing. She lives like 4 hours from where I'm at and from here in Valdosta and stuff like that. The other thing too is like she had a bachelor's. She ended up getting her bachelor's in science. So she ended up working for this corporation that dealt with either forensics or dealing with COVID samples and stuff like that. So she had to spend her time working at night from, I believe it was like 9 to 7 in the morning. So all that became an issue as far as us with the communication, dealing with each other, and other things like that. So
I'm sorry that your relationship ended the weekend of Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally fine. But you know, like situations happen and stuff like that. But you can't handle it. And it's kind of crazy because we kind of ended up like talking, I think, the night before or whatever, but just kind of catching up and stuff like that. We didn't leave on bad terms or anything.
So did you approach her? She approached you? How was that?
Honestly, it was like through a friend. Walked into Odom Library here on campus here at Valdosta, and I walked in, and then my friend was like, "Hey, this is such and such." And then I think she made some sort of remark, and I laughed at it. And then right there and then I was like, "Yep." I was like, "Yeah, I understand her sense of humor. She understood my sense of humor." I was like, all right. And then from then on, I think we would hang out as a group, as friends and stuff. And then one day, because I know she was kind of occupied and stuff like that, I ended up getting her number, and I texted her. I said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Could I take you on a date? You want to do like a bowling pizza movie type date?" And from then on, it carried on, and like I said, like, hey, it is what it is.
I ain't wasted no time.
Man said, I'm a sugar.
Well, honestly, and it's kind of crazy because my friend told me that she had an interest in me. That was one thing. And I ain't even meet the girl yet or anything before coming to like BSU and stuff like that. So, but even still, like, just kind of getting to know her, talk to her and stuff like that, I wouldn't say it was like first week, 2 weeks or whatever. It literally took maybe about, I don't know, maybe a month and a half before I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me go ahead and ask and see, because I know, like, first of all, she's single, I'm single. I don't be fiddling and being around with people and stuff like that. So I'm like, if I want to devote my time and whatever, I'd rather be devoting my time with some person. Now, if you would have told me like, hey, like, I don't want to be in a relationship, all right, cool, we could just stay as friends. I won't cross no boundaries or whatever. And yeah.
First of all, love how you apply pressure, because honestly, the men in our generation are ridiculous when it comes to this. Because like, nobody really want to date.
Good. But it'd be times, it'd be like a friend of mine be like, hey bro, is that your girl? Nah. Hey, you should tell her, you should put me on or whatever. I said, bro, she's single or whatever, go talk to her. Like, go deal with her and stuff like that. Nah, bro. He'd be like, nah, bro, I'm kind of shy and stuff like that. Go put me on. I'm like, yeah, that's not what I'm gonna do for you. Like, if you literally just go straight up to her, talk to her, don't be rude or whatever, and you just be yourself. You understand? Hey, but like with me, if I like to say what's on my mind, but a lot of people, they don't. I don't know.
So okay, because obviously you're the only man in the room. Why? Okay, this is what I don't understand. If you want to talk to somebody, and after that initial meeting session, you're gonna have to deal with that girl and talk to her and be around her if you want to actually be with her. What is what's the big deal with going up to somebody and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm such and such. I thought you looked nice or something. Like, come on with the compliments or something.
I think for men, it's kind of almost like in a sense where there's this image where it's like if a guy goes up to a female and try to holler at them, it's more of like, oh, he's desperate. Oh, he don't know when to say stop or the word stop or whatever. He's just keeps on cat talking, being like, oh, all he want to do is hook up and I ain't down with it and stuff like that. So now it's kind of given like for the male community, like this kind of perspective where it's like, you know, if I go to a female and just simply ask or whatever, what she's probably going to think, oh, I'm already getting harassed. So then a lot of times dudes don't even like to approach females because we already kind of get this whole misconception of, oh, now I'm a good dude, I'm trying to, like, for example, hit on you or Jah, for example, and just, you know, just be polite, you know, have a conversation. Oh no, I'm about to shoot him down because he's just like these other type of dudes and stuff like that, gonna be very disrespectful. You know, I'm not trying to get into the whole playing around type thing. And it's just like, you know, like that's how I see it, you know, as far as like with my friends and me personally, like, you know, dealing and trying to approach, you know, females and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I'm not, you know, trying to like sleep with you type thing. I'm really genuinely trying to actually feel on the date, get to know you.
I'm definitely in agreement to some extent, for sure. Keep in mind, we can only speak for ourselves. When it comes to women and us ladies, we are sometimes very like hard on men, so to speak, because we already have our guard up. Now, in our defense, men have been so disrespectful countless of times. Granted, it's not too much of an excuse to turn down every single male that comes up to you, especially if they're coming up to you with respect and, you know, having their own dignity. And it takes, you know, some men, that takes a lot to even come out of their shell to speak to a woman or anything, because not gonna lie, we got some real baddies on this earth. So a lot of times women can be intimidated, and that can be very, you know, it can be looked at as like, I don't know about this. Girls, we put our hearts out there and we try to be nice, but being nice gets taken advantage of. Being nice can look as like, you know, you could just run over us and we could talk and you could do anything you want to and stuff like that. And it gets so abused. So a lot of times, you know, it's really that guard that's up there, and it's really something that's like, I'm not sure, I really don't want to talk to you. And they already got that, I got a boyfriend or something to really you away as a man. So definitely in that defense, it's just a lot of experiences from a woman and, you know, going through that day to day. And especially if you're a beautiful girl, even if you're not, you know, it's women, period. You do have those experiences where it's just so hard. So a lot of times that's just in the forefront of their minds. And that goes hand in hand with like how a lot of women say men aren't shit, you know, and they don't give the good guys, quote unquote, a try because they've been so abused and so used to the guys that treat them like trash. So they're not open anymore to even be willing to love or to even be receptive to anything that can be viewed as nice. And that can also branch off into manipulation. A lot of times guys come off as real nice, real smooth, real generous. And then twos, you getting hit and punched in your eye. Like, wait a minute, what I do? You know what I mean?
Supposed to be the nice guy.
Right. So it's so misleading. And you know, the verbal abuse that may come from it or any type of thing like that. And you're just thinking like, wait, like, I thought I made a good choice. Like, you were so nice to me. You were so, you know, but they're manipulative and they really just wanted you for one thing. You know what I mean? And they kind of observe you and they kind of see what you like and what you don't like. Because men are really smart when it comes to, especially and what they want. And they look that out and they can see that you're nice. They're going to use that and they're going to pinpoint certain things. So it's really hard when it comes to like trying to really figure out if this is someone for you and if they're actually being real, because real is so rare nowadays.
I was going to say, even because I have like two points off what you're saying. Like with me, I'm a 97 baby. So, you know, I kind of was brought up in the early 2000 era and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, if I want to hit on somebody, you know, make like a little note or something like that, fold it up, send it to you, you know, kind of see what your expression is and stuff like that. The other thing too, like back then in those days, it was like, damn, she hard to get or whatever. Well, you know what? I'm gonna try it again. You know, I'm gonna try and see if she's with it and stuff like that. If not, then it's like, let me try again. And if it's like a no, then like the second time or something like that, then I'm like, all right, you know what? I know my role and stuff like that. I'm gonna keep it like that. The other thing too, I was gonna say is, guys, in a sense, like for your perspective, you would say like, yeah, guys are like manipulative and stuff like that. But I'm gonna even say too, like sometimes girls be playing games. I'm gonna be honest with you. Girls be playing games, and I'll just like, you know, like what I would say, like if we're trying to get to know each other, and I'm not trying to rush in a sexual act or anything, I'm really trying to get to know you, and by what, maybe 3-4 months down, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, how do you feel about you and me in a general sense? And then you hit me with, oh, I don't know, type thing. I'm be like, what do you mean? Like, oh, I don't know, this, that, da 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 da. Because I'm gonna be real. I've been in, like, prior to this relationship, there was like two exes that I dealt with, and you know, just talking to people and stuff like that behind my back and stuff, and their response was, oh, you never told me like I'm your girlfriend or whatever. I said, what? Bruh, you tripping. I was like, come on, don't even hit me with that. I said, okay. I said, whatever. And then it's like, you know, you're trying to talk to them, and, you know, they're like, oh, I'm not trying to rush anything and stuff like that. So it's like, do I have to keep on giving you some sort of interest? Like, is there something that I did wrong? No, you're not doing anything wrong. So then, like, what exactly is it? Because then if I'm seeing myself wasting my time on you, I could literally be applying myself to somebody else if that's the case.
From what I got so far, just hearing you speak and everything, you seem different off that.
Oh yeah, but most definitely, but based off of both gender types, I've seen it both off a female and a male's perspective. Because like I said, from the female's perspective, I got a whole bunch of friends that are females. They come to me, hey Jahvon, so tell me this, if a dude does this, say this and whatever, like what's he trying to say? And then if I came like with some sort of question with the female, she'll tell me what it is and how you guys are going about in this sense, and I'm just like, oh, okay, you know. So not saying that I hate y'all or anything.
I hope not. I mean, dang. But no. Like when people come to people for advice about somebody that they're talking to, I find it to be the most beneficial if you go to the person that you're actually talking to. Don't ask somebody else what they're trying to say, because of the fact that they don't know. You don't really know nobody for real. So go direct to the source, you know, and figure it out like that. Because like, and I have brothers that go through, they get played with too. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have very sweet brothers. They're so sweet, but usually the sweet ones usually get played, you know. But hey, it's a thing where you have to have a perfect blend. You got to work on your confidence. You got to work on how you're going to approach things, because if you let people run over you once, they typically going to keep doing it. So and to make yourself to be the best person that you want for that person or whatever, or even just for yourself, you have to learn that you can't be too much of anything, because too much of anything is never a good thing. If you too aggressive, that's never a good thing. You too sweet is never a good thing. It's pros and cons to both, but having that mixture is the best thing. But yeah.
After even like having this breakup with my ex, one thing that she did tell me that I did kind of lack in was communication. For like, even though yes, I communicate with people and I have a good sense of like talking with people and stuff, I lacked affection. But growing up, I didn't really know what the whole affection thing was because, like, yeah, like I had my mom and stuff. But like I said, I had to be treated almost as an adult when I was younger and stuff, just because, well, I was the youngest of my whole family. My sister, like, you know, like I said, literally 15 years older than me. So I'm like, that whole affection, it could kind of be challenging sometimes and stuff like that. But I would literally go up to, you know, whoever I'm talking to and stuff, like, hey, what's on your mind? I could read your body language. I could see the emotions on your face and stuff like that. What's on your mind? Like, I won't be mad. Like, you want to vent about something? Go ahead and vent it. I won't judge you. I won't critique you for, like, you saying something that's dumb or kind of ridiculous, or like you had some sort of grief or whatever. Like, that should never be a moment like where you should take a person that's already down even downer than what they feel, because like that ain't a good feeling. I'm gonna say that it ain't no good feeling.
Just to kind of, because I've been taking in everything that you guys have been saying, and a few very vital points that I can even pick up on. Taisha, through yours, I know how, you know, definitely like having a balance and not having too much of something. But it was something that you said to start that off, based off of like who you are, like as a person, like first getting into you. So that's like my first point is, a lot of times prevention is very key, and it can be so simple when you're dealing with other people, because one thing people fail to realize is that you're going outside of yourself first. You're already going to another person. You need to start with you. So it's like a little workshop, and it is helpful when you have others, like maybe going through a dating experience and going to test the waters of see what you like, what you don't like. But I think to start it very strong is to kind of get a little bit of an analyzation of yourself and see what you like and what you don't like for yourself first, because that sometimes comes with the playing of games of others people feelings, because you're already so caught up and you don't even understand yourself. So now you're putting that onto someone else, and you guys are both not agreeing and coming to so many different stopping points because it's just not even matching up. It's so much conflict in yourself that you're also bringing to another person. And on with your point, you said that you were very good at communication. Sometimes that's great, but it's also the comprehension that is just as good. So you can communicate all day, but if you don't even know or understand what that person is saying, it's useless. So that it goes hand in hand with already working on yourself, seeing what you like and what you don't like, and then the comprehension of others. Because if you can kind of understand a person and why they do the things that they do, then it can be so much easier to kind of go and work with them and to really actually have a counterpart and someone that you can call a companion or even rely on them. So if they have like a habit or something that they do that you don't like, you can maybe grow with that because you understand why they do that. And you could be like, oh, okay, maybe that's just a part of your peace mechanism. That's something you might need to do or something. You can talk about these things and say, hey, you know, I might not like when you do that. Do you think you can kind of cut that down? And that's coming in as well. It's the communication, comprehension, as well as the tones when you speak to these people as well, because it always comes down to loving one another, building one another, and always having that in mind. So you can have these easy transactions with people to where it won't result into like arguments or anything that'll be negative, to now reflect into your community, to now reflect into yourself. Because a lot of times people aren't that strong-minded to take on these things, and it dwells with them, and now it begins to fester, and then next thing you know, it's like they blow up as a person, and it's like F love, and I don't like nobody, and it's like, what? Like, you know, just having to go back to the beginning as well through all of that. So It's definitely taking what you guys said and dissecting it and just really looking into it. And I think for me, one of the biggest lessons I've actually learned when it comes to people, because I've actually worked in like corporate with a lot of customer service. So I have taken on a lot of skills when it comes to learning people, and I'm very observant as a person. So one of the biggest lessons for me, I'm not sure who I learned it from, but it was like a quote I think I got from someone. And it was, believe someone when they show you themselves the first time. Yeah. And when I tell you, I was like, wow. That is so true, because so many times, so much instances could have been prevented, could have been stopped if you just really seen these so-called red flags in the beginning. And if you really see that this is a person that isn't for you, or you see that you might not really like what they're doing or anything like that, and if someone lies to you within the first time of them interacting with you, and then you catch them on it and you speak on it, and they're like, oh, my bad, I won't do it again. And then they end up doing it again. And like you see the cycle that repeats itself, and it's like they're not fixing it. So it definitely goes hand in hand with that, and really trying to just understand, like, okay, overall, how are you going to dissect that and then move accordingly with that, so you don't get hurt, as well as, you know, maybe the other person, so you can definitely protect yourselves and prevent any damage that can cause.
Yeah, I was gonna even say too, like, one thing that I've taken growing up, and even kind of having my mom even tell me this: if you and that other individual know about each other's business, you shouldn't be showing the world about yourself. So like what I mean by this was, when I was dealing with my ex, I never, like, on social media or anything like that, post her, like, pictures of her with me and her together, tell people, state that, like, I'm in a relationship. The only people that I would tell that I'm in a relationship was like my mom, my closest friends, and that's literally it. I didn't want the world to know about my business and stuff. And then she kind of got mad at me. She's like, why don't you post me and stuff like that? And I'm like, hey, listen, babe, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want people knowing about my business, your business, and stuff like that, because then guess what? There's a lot of things that be going on, and I don't really want to be hearing all the he said, she said, and whatever, because then next thing you know, there is some conflict that'll end up occurring within the relationship when it started off good, and then it's like, oh, well, this person said that, like, no, like I said, I ain't into the negativity.
That's so crazy. I am just like that. I don't, I used to post so much. Like, I think it was like probably 18, 19, and like probably even last year, posting everything. Like maybe my close friends, I post like a little boy I'm messing with, or like any little time I'm in like a relationship or something's going on, I'm posting about it, and I'm posting that person. And look, I had a drastic shift with myself. I was like, I am not posting nothing. That's the start of me being reserved. I was like, I am done with social media. I'm done posting who I'm messing with. You don't need to know what I'm doing, where I'm at, what's going on. I'll put out what I want you to know. And that's that. So if you see me with somebody, I don't know, you might see me at like a restaurant or something, mind your business, because it won't be posted.
To piggyback off something you said earlier, just basically when you getting to know people and everything, you have to be honest and open with yourself and know what you want. And you have to actually talk to the people and get to know people. And to piggyback off of what you said earlier about the 4-month light limit, I personally believe in a friendship foundation. I don't like jumping into things, even if you know me for 4 months, you don't know me. you don't know anything about me, because in that time period, you only know the good things most likely, because who comes out of the, out the woods work just being like, oh yeah, so I had a very traumatic experience when I was younger. No, usually you wait till you can trust them a little bit more. And the other thing I want to say was, you said something about basically people being in your business. I am a personal believer of, like, social media does not ruin a relationship. It's the people on social media that ruin a relationship.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, my bad.
If you let people like come into your business because you're putting it out there, I don't feel like that's anybody's fault but your own, because of the fact, like, it was a situation the other day. She was out, and her and her boyfriend basically had this big falling out, and she posting everything about like what's going on and everything. And then she's like, she go back and comment and be like, oh, y'all need to stay out of my business. Well, friend, stop putting your business out there.
Right.
You can't be mad. You just can't be.
Exactly.
And like I told Taisha, like, it's so well, like, just to see what one person's thinking, what this person's thinking, what's this person thinking, because it's like, all right, maybe there might be some sort of opposition between all three of us, but it's still going to end up coming down to one point where we have something in common. You get what I'm saying?
For the most part, we're all in agreement. It's just the perspective is just a tad bit different. But at the end of the day, guys, mind your business. Keep your business to yourself. Be open. I mean, for real, because people like to trick themselves into thinking that, oh, I can have anybody I want. No, you can't. You can have the people that are meant for you, because if their energy not matching with yours, y'all not gonna work. You gotta be honest with yourself. Like, you can't, I mean, you can do anything you want to, but you also gotta be real with yourself. Know your limitations, know your boundaries, and know their boundaries as well, because everybody did not come from the same place that you came from. So maybe if you say something to them, they thinking, oh, you are offending them to the top tiers of their life, you know what I'm saying? And you probably think you give them a compliment or something. And you just gotta learn people, man. People don't take their time when they get to know people anymore. It's like everybody wants to jump into things, and that's go back to our even earlier conversation where it's like, men, well, from our experience, or at least from my experience, sometimes, I want to get to know you, but then I find out, like, after a few weeks or like a couple months, you really just trying to, you do the, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, big person.
It's like, I honestly, just be clear with your intentions as well, because
now hold on, would you respect that though? Not
if somebody came up to me like that?
Well, not coming up to you, but
being bold.
Give me a scenario,
like,
sis.
Maybe, okay, so if a guy is like checking you out or whatever, and like you're at the store, and then he comes up to you and he's like, hey man, you know, what's up? Can I get your number? And I don't know, you gave him your number and you just felt him out and he was like, okay, cool. Then within the first couple of messages, it's like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I really just want to smash. You all cool? Right. Like, are you gonna respect that, or you just gonna be like, block, get the fuck out my phone? What are you talking about?
All right. If I'm on that same timing, then it's different, because at the end of the day, we grown. But you can't, don't try to smooth me. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to act like that's not your only intention. If your intention is to like actually get to know me and do a little nasty, okay, cool. But it honestly depends on what I'm doing.
That, and we respect, as women, we respect that. Yes. Be honest and be real. Be very respectable while you say it, though. Yeah, it's about the delivery and how you say it, and then you know what? Maybe I'm on that type of time too, and you're not. Hey,
listen, I'm gonna say I'm a very blunt individual myself. But like what you guys said, it's the whole respect factor to it. It's a way that you come at it. So
now I got a question for you. All right, now I got to know, what is your approach with that? You got a minute, go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if it was me, like what Josh said, you checking the person out, she checking you out, you guys getting some sort of vibe, I'm gonna approach you. I'll be like, hey, listen, I just was checking you out. I think you really look good. You understand? I really want to get to know you on a level and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be bold right now, and I'm not trying to sound disrespectful, but I want to do like a little playing with you. If not, my respect to you. I ain't mean to be disrespectful. If it's no, it's a no. So hey.
Okay, but are you really trying to get to know her?
You want to put the money in our thing.
Well, really, I'm gonna be honest with you. If it ends up going well or whatever, yeah, definitely, I'll get to know you.
If that's the key word, we gonna come back. We gotta come back. Y'all can't leave me like this. Y'all can't leave me like this. Cause no, I'm not having it. Yeah, I guess we gonna take a little commercial break, and we'll be back shortly. Hey guys. So, as some of you may know, we still have more underway. So, if you are craving more, I have just what you need to satisfy that. The next part of this podcast will be dropping tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Time for your listening pleasures. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at _Sanai, that's SENIH, or at DBYT Productions. If you have any comments, suggestions, topics, or questions, feel free to hit me up on social media. Next Wednesday, we will have a returning guest to come and speak with us about growing up and growing apart. But that's all we have for DBYT tonight. I'm Taisha, and I promise I won't bite my tongue.